One West badness. Know the thing already. Yo, Naya attack. Yeah, Z. Black party chip, long brass clip, belly full one for shit. Fat brass me chip, select car for shift. To blood clot, the tip, the pan shot to clip. Me could tear we wave the ras clap, click it. Mini care with tape reverse cartridges. Batman village, rank charge it is become argue with. I saw me kill a them ball. Gun in a hand pan, each trigger them hole. Be a tall rifle, we bring a 10-fold. Them blood class scope, ya looking at them soul. Now make we bring a dead toll. Up with the food, now make it in a them cool. Tell me such thing, say the thing I get cool. If me circle again, me say skin I get poor. Hey, black family, a goddamn village, we not damn silly. Factory Babylon not billing, so fuck them system, a bad man living. Racks not chilling, unfeed the money, Dan man willing. Don't come here with your wrong bang living. Him rape little pick me, we map that killing. Black party chip, long brass clip, belly full one for shit. Fat brass me chip, select car for shift. To blood clot, the tip, the pan shot, the clip. Me could tear, we wave the ras clap, clicky. Mini care with tape, reverse cartridges. Batman village, rank charge it is become argue with. Them a say heart of war, hey, we a say laws of God. No fear don't live in a me heart, bad man. Just like King David, we not stop bad. And we no talk long. Yeah, this one way so can't walk on land. My act say we no fi spare not one. We general no man a ras mad man, hey. The goddamn kill it, we march come for your dopey past that gimme. One like who no dark and wicked, that when decrease your chance of living. Them a pussy, them soft and timid, but UPK can't stop winning. Right now we dey laugh and chilling, but when war begin, we not stop killing. Black party chip, long brass clip, belly full one for shit. Fat brass me chip, select car for shift. To blood clot, it tip, the pan shot to clip. Me could tear, we wave the ras clot, licky. Mini care with tape, reverse cartridges. Batman village, rank charge it is become argue with. I saw me kill a them ball. Gun in a hand pan, each trigger them hole. Be a tall rifle, we bring a 10-fold. Them blood class scope, ya looking at them soul. Now make we bring a dead toll. Up with the food, now make it in a them cool. Tell me such thing, say the thing I get cold. If me circle again, me say skin I get poor.
You want a classic, man, you better search you out, you at your dinner. I like my women barefoot and pregnant cooking dinner. Not cause I'm a boss, but bitch because I am. And since I went up better, I'm with her till I be damn. Nigga, this a jam. From the ghetto to the upper echelon, J dance if the beat the pressure's on. Look the needle press upon the 12-inch. I be gone in 12 sips, where's the tissue? I know you smell the shit, fire. Searching for rubies, these beauties is red glitter. Something out of a movie, so unruly you never bitter. My Call of Duty show you I'm truly the head nigga. The opportunity, but who's made her legs quiver? Pull my arrow from a quiver, she falls. I said timber, she claws. The big gripper, we lost in sex timber. These laws affect sinners, so I show her the straight away. Govern the mind and the body, and I don't fade away. No back down, but I don't let emotions cloud my judgment. Are we on the subject? When it's a boy, you know I'm tugging. If I drag you through the mud, I still keep it 100. And no matter how it feels, I'm still your fucking husband. Sometimes she likes it, sometimes she don't. Sometimes I'm icy, sometimes I'm cold. I know it sounds rough, but sit back and let it simmer. All I need is 6 months. As of now, you're a beginner. A swig of Babylon, it done damage your fucking liver. That's why he sent a priest and a prophet out to deliver. You need more time than scissor, cause your mind is RZA. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. You still nigga, fuck a Tommy Hill figure. We got the skill, nigga, to pop and kill niggas, to stop and heal niggas. Them Dr. Phil niggas is not for real, nigga. I cop the zeal, nigga, from jump out the field, nigga. Taking chances, circumstances that romances for the birds. But the truth is for the ruthless, what every woman deserves. Kicking none of them to the curb, some of them just prefer. If one of them gets the notion she running them just absurd. I'm loving the 2/3. A flock without a shepherd, worse off than Helen Keller. Red and red peppers on top of the red letters. Mixing business with the pleasure. This is water turned to wine. Circa 1969. Left religios behind and tie that fire to your spine and put this burden in your mind. Your warrior presence Zion. Sometimes she likes it, sometimes she don't. Sometimes I'm icy, sometimes it's just cold.
Behold, I will send for many fishes, said the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. For mine eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes. And first I will recompense their iniquity in their sin double, because they have defiled my land. They have filled mine inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things. And God is finished, the Lord will get his vengeance. And since they are menaced, they get a death sentence. For I
Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rebel, busy man shit, nigga. They tear their head over, nigga. I read where Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like stamps and I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Nigga think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Suckle up and stay alert. Another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, it's an exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gonna get active with you. From the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit and I ain't listening. Is it effective? If revenge was a woman, I scope that bitch like Jake. So Tower War, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that. Bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young pay. How you real triggering on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear. This shit like it ain't about who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that fight first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain. Free shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitch about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. A certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow side, yeah, this the rim accord. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my bread, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get it, boy, lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his gang, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome to another edition of Cross the Line Radio with your host with the most captains. I believe Kadazar is on the line. Is Kadazar on the line?
Not yet.
Okay, no sweat. I believe Kadazar will be calling in on the line. So with your host with the most captains, Tazaryak and Kadazar, man. Another great week. Another good battle. Y'all see the title, recap of the battle with Tommy Sotomayor. I got some points I want to highlight. First, I want to actually commend Tommy for stepping up to do the debate. Where's the soundboard at? You got the soundboard?
No, sir.
I want to commend Tommy for actually stepping up and actually doing the debate. I think it actually turned out really, really good. It was a lot. It was some stuff. I'm gonna highlight some things. I think it's like from what I see on my channel. Hold on. For what I have, I got 1, 2, I think 3 points out of the dialogue of the back and forth that I do want to highlight and talk about. Also, if anybody wants to call into the show, phone number is 917-779-9499. You can see that number on there. You got to change that also to questions or comments, call in, but you got to add call in or I don't want to say come in, call in or join and put stream or join us on StreamYard so that they, when they see in the ticker, they can see that they could join us on StreamYard too, so they don't think they just have to call in. To the 20 Twin Cat that just came in, I'm just gonna give a few announcements before I bring you on. Hey, I brought some scents back that I had previously made. Speaking of none other than Call Gas Creations, the greatest place, the greatest one-stop shop that you can go to. You know what I had today? This is strictly for the ladies. I had.
Captain can speak.
You said what?
Captain Kadazar's on the line.
Kadazar, can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you good. So now, hey, y'all was from Shabakata. So the greatest line that you could ever have for your one-stop shop to smell good, feel good, have your body glistening, strictly for the ladies. I had a new scent I was bringing to show y'all today, and an old scent, and I also had my new whipped body scrubs that I was bringing in today, and I brought them to New York. You know, I live in Jersey, so I bring them to. I'm on my way. I stop and I gotta go see my brother's a car. And as I'm visiting him, he gets a hold of the whipped body scrub and he smells and he says, it says Scream. They saying it says Scream Frozen. I don't see Scream Frozen to Mashamar. It might be your screen that's frozen. All right. To Kareem Smith, he asked if he could be a moderator on my channel. Of course, Kareem, you can be a moderator on your channel. I just gave you a wrench. So now, Zakar gets a whiff of my whipped body scrub. Now, everybody knows I had. Hey, Kadazar, you don't mind if I talk about my business real fast, do you? There you go. There you go. So now, I was already selling body scrubs online. And so just to give you a background on the body scrubs, the way I did the body scrubs, I was kind of afraid to just make it myself based on what I was seeing. And then I stumbled upon this site that would make you an unscented batch of Shea scrubs. And I had bought that. And that's what I use. So anybody that bought it prior to, I had bought almost like a pre-made unscented, and then I would add my scent and then my color to it. But if anybody knows me, you know I like to know how to make it myself. So I learned how to make the Shea myself and whip it to where it's called oh my God, I'm trying to remember the term. Emulsify. My rib had to tell me that shit. I kept saying exfoliate. She said, it ain't exfoliate, it's emulsify. So I done found a way to emulsify so it's fluffy. So it's not at the best way term I could say is not like jelly, like that's the best way I can describe the other way. So I made it myself, and they said they can't hear Kadazar. That's what Thimba just said. If you're looking at the chat, all right, make sure we can get Kadazar heard. And so when I made that Shea and I brought it here, I was going to show y'all the texture, how it felt, and everything. And Zakar brought it for his rib or ribs, whichever, I don't know how he gonna work that out. So he bought my new oil, which is called Daisy Daisy Dainty Lady. The new oil that I got, I believe I added it already on the website. It's called Dainty Lady. It's available right now. An old oil that I brought back for women because it's seasonal is called Summer Breeze. So if anybody remembers last year and the year before, I had a scent called Summer Breeze, very summer smell. That's available now, right now. And then 2 cents for the men, of course. The brothers always be mad I don't bring nothing back. So I brought Henny White back. That's this right here, Henny White. And I brought Fifth Dimension back. You could thank my man Michael Love. Michael Love don't like getting credit for ideas and stuff that he spark up and promotions that he had me do. But just know, like when I do certain free giveaways for men and women, it's usually sponsored by customers. So he's the reason for the Henny White. That'll be a giveaway. And then I also have Fifth Dimension, which you could thank Malakwath for. Malakwath had me searching high and low. And when I say high and low, he had me searching everywhere to find the ingredients for Fifth Dimension. And I texted him yesterday and said, the Lord must love him because I found the final ingredient to make Fifth Dimension. So Fifth Dimension is above Fourth Dimension, of course, if you know numerical values. So these are all available right now. And I have a 25% off sale on all products. Please take advantage. Kadazai, you said you wanted to talk about your business as well?
Yeah, so for everyone to know, Tribe Vibes is our independent streaming service, and it's now available on both Apple and Android. Marshamar, I got you coming, man. I'm going to make you an account. I'm going to get you all your credentials. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. Make sure y'all subscribe. King Todd just dropped 5 new tracks today. 5 new tracks. You know what I'm saying? Shar got a new joint. Miss Harmony dropped an entire EP, and Barzal got a new single called Underdog. So we on fire right now.
Yeah, and it's fire. I just want to point that out. I listened to Captain Ty War songs on the way home. Went right to the gym playlist. So I could. All right. Cap should name an oil nice guy after that Tommy dialogue. I don't know. Like, antisocial reminds me of like a stupid nigga, right? Because I think people get confused with what debates are supposed to be, or battles, or conversations. So most people expect, and I guarantee you, the stupid nigga antisocial is gonna say it should be nice guy, because people have a preconceived notion. It's damn near like, you ever see people coming to the show, like come on Across the Line Radio? I'm gonna give y'all an example on Clubhouse, right? If I could just sidebar, people think because I don't be on in the 100 stage rooms that I'm off of Clubhouse. I've never been off of Clubhouse ever. I just don't go in 100 side rooms, but I go into the same rooms I was going into at the same time I was going to a 100 side room. I'm the same moderator in those rooms. That's one thing I like. A lot of people ask me to run my own rooms. And everybody will know that I rarely run my own rooms. The only rooms that I run is a room that I'm either streaming Across the Line in or streaming a debate in. I don't run my own rooms because it requires me to stay singularly there the whole time the room is running, and I can't do that. But I do go in other people's rooms and run the room.
Boss.
I could just leave and come and go as I see fit. So I just prefer that better. And that's no disrespect to the brothers and sisters that let me do it in the rooms. It's just the respect that they have for me to let me be a moderator and run it. So I was in the room today, and 214, whatever this stupid nigga's name is, reminds me of Golden Swords and Ariel. Ariel is the cat in the park that I beat the shit out of, and Golden Swords is the lunatic that comes in here all the time. And tries to talk to me. And here's what I mean. When they have a preconceived notion of somebody, what they expect when Golden Swords comes in the room, he immediately, Captain Zoryak, why you friends and brothers with Captain Balthazar when he's a white man? You shouldn't be taught. That's immediately they come with that energy. Or Ariel comes in with the energy of immediately attacking me, calling me the clan XYZ, because they're basing it off of what they perceive I am or how I'm going to respond. So antisocial, simple nigga, has the same thought process as a lot of people thought it should go with Tommy, because they're having a preconceived perception of how they feel Tommy should be addressed. What they wanted me and Tommy to be was two loudmouth niggas arguing back and forth. That's what they expected, because Tommy is known for bashing black men, primarily bashing black women, bashing black men, XYZ. If anybody knows about me, I'm if we having a battle, but you're cordial in the battle, you're not disrespectful, anything like that, you're not gonna get none of that back. The only time it gets more informationally aggressive is when it's an Edomite, and that's because you have to put them in their place, because they come in with I have never had a discussion with a white man that they did not come in with a false default superiority over me because I'm black. So you have to come in and debunk them. So I'll use the Jewish guy, for example. When the Jewish guy battled last week, I immediately laid out the information that I have, and then it disarmed him. Here's what people don't realize, and I think I'm gonna play this. And well, before I play it, and I'm gonna tell you, when Tommy came with the super duper analogy that he had about football, he immediately got disarmed the minute I said, but you're not gonna join the Giants and talk about Kansas City. You're gonna stay with Kansas City. I can't help it if simple niggas like what is the name? Antisocial 214. I can't help it if antisocial doesn't understand that. Because if you just read the comments on his page or mine, you'll see that number one, they respected that two black men could have a dialogue without the filth. And then number two, the points that was made by ISUPK, me the representative of ISUPK, was just unbreakable. We're going to go through it tonight. Kadazat, I don't know if he has something to say. We got somebody, 20 Twin, that wants to come on the screen. I'm going to bring him on the screen. 20 Twin, you there?
Hey, peace, Cap. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, brother? You had a question or comment?
Nah, I just wanted to say, man, I've definitely been following you guys for years. When y'all was out there, banging in Harlem, I'm just saying, from one Jersey city into another, man, I'm definitely proud of you, bro. Definitely happy for all that you've been accomplishing, man. You're like one of the most genuine, authentic warriors we got on these streets.
I
just want to say, man,
Jersey, you say you from Jersey?
Jersey City, yeah.
Where you at in Jersey City? I always like to know where brothers at in Jersey City.
I lived on up there with by Duncan Projects.
You mean down there by Duncan Projects?
Down there by Duncan.
Because I was on Woodlawn. They called where I'm at. I would be the hill.
Okay, yeah.
Go ahead.
Over there about 440. Yeah, just wanted to say, man, you one of the most genuine, authentic, warriors we got on these streets, man. I just want to say, just been following y'all, the evolution. Just want to say, keep going. But as far as though, the discussion that y'all had, was it the other night? Was it last night?
Yeah, last night. Yep, it was last night.
Like I caught some of it last night, and I'll say this: you definitely was dropping some information, but to a person like that, in his mind, see, black people don't have no redeeming quality. So no matter how much information you was dropping, something like that will go over his head, because somebody like that already got their mind made up of how they see black people. Right. So like I said, I've been in these YouTube clouds for years. Like I said, I've been watching you guys for years. Same thing, I've been watching somebody like that for years. And say, I feel like this. At what point do we get as black people, when we see people like that, we got to get people like that up out the paint, because they mean us no good. Because think about it. I'm gonna put it in street terms. right? And I don't want to curse on your program like that,
No, you can do whatever you want.
but
It's called mine.
but you don't affiliate with fuck niggas like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do, they get you jammed up in the streets. They can either get you jammed up, get you caught up by the feds, or get you killed. And that's the type of cat this dude is. And he's been like that for years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Even with that position, right? Let's say now with that position, a cat like that, right? Because he could be anybody, right?
Right.
Who puts them on the front line? I'm asking you.
Like who puts them on the front line?
Hey, who puts them on the front line?
It's a good question.
Yeah. Because we don't put them on the front line, right?
Right.
So who puts them on the front line?
I would say whoever they paymasters is.
Right. Whoever their master, whoever the ones that wants to push their agenda, right?
Right. Because they definitely don't mean us no harm. Because now I don't know how far, I don't know how privy you are.
Wait. Let me walk with you for a second.
Mm-hmm.
When you say they don't mean no harm, who do you mean?
I said I am not saying. I said they don't mean us no good. My fault. I said they don't mean us no good.
Right. So the person that's putting somebody like that on the front line, they don't mean them no harm. Excuse me. They mean us harm, and they use them to push the agenda. Correct.
Right.
So now, with that said, we're not the ones putting them in the front. Like you and I are
together. You ain't keeping my room like
you would
this.
say the enemy is putting them in the front, right?
Right.
So we're always gonna have to deal with them, brother.
Right.
If we let them alone, like if we let somebody that thinks like that alone, you know what happens? More of them get shine, more of them get allowed to say what they're saying, and less of us.
Right.
So we have to. If we don't, we'll always be in this battle.
Right.
You understand?
Because I was listening to a segment that you were saying, like, how in your school you help brothers and you help the women. Because every time you made a statement about, is a collective. We have to both heal as a collective. He kept bringing it on the women.
Right.
He kept pivoting it to the women. Right. To the women. It's the women's problem. It's the women.
Now, what does that say about him?
That lets me know that he has mommy issues, and he hasn't. These are things that he's never dealt with in his life.
Now, with that said, is that not a lot of black men already?
Yes.
So now, imagine the black men, or like, I wasn't always an Israelite, right? Wasn't always in the truth. I lived in the world, did whatever, right? So imagine battling somebody that I'm in agreement with them, and then the person that they're battling is correcting them. If I'm listening attentively and I really want to change, what do I start doing? I'm asking you, what do I start doing?
You start taking you have to really take a long look at yourself,
right?
To see where you went wrong, where you went wrong in life,
right? So you know what that means? The person that is being set up by our enemy to be the voice negatively for our people now gets to be my prop for our people that believe that the way that they was raised was the correct way. So now brothers that at one time that had the mommy issues or daddy issues or drug issues or abandonment issues now get to hear a man that looks just like them provided. Then they come and change. I'm gonna take it off of Tommy for a second. I'm gonna use my brother Sinetta. You familiar with Sinetta, right?
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
I've been battling Sinetta since 2013. I've never tried to get Sinetta to be an Israelite ever.
Right.
But you know what I have done? Taking everybody out of that conscious community that I can. You know what that comes and now, and the whole entire time, Sinetta doesn't promote the Bible. He degrades the Bible, right? I'm asking you.
Does he degrade the Bible? I feel like everybody has their opinion.
Let's just, let's just stay right with Sinetta like we were staying with Tommy.
Right.
Does Sinetta degrade the Bible or promote the Bible?
I mean, he has his perspective on it. I wouldn't say he
Okay,
degrades it more or less, but I'd say he has a different perspective on it.
I'll tell you something. Showing me a little bit of biasness. Because with Tommy, you ain't got no problem saying he's set up. With Sinetta, you won't say he degraded. Sinetta has said F the Bible. Sinetta said he ain't following that Bible. Sinetta only uses the Bible to destroy Israelites. That's his point. That's my brother. I love that nigga. But I'll say this to him. Sinetta is not a proponent or promoter of the Bible except to destroy it and say how it's wrong. How many times has he done shows saying your God promotes homosexuality? How many times have he said your God said you can rape? These are things Sinetta says. He's not promoting it, but he's the prop that I need to debunk for the people that believe that God is not real. God said break the commandments about Jesus, about Christ. So the same way I would use Sinetta as a prop is the same way I use anybody as a prop to push the truth, because it's never, most people think the battle is about who you're facing. The battle is not about who you're facing. The battle is about the people that are listening to who you're facing. And as long as people are listening to the person that you're facing, you have to battle that person. Now, with that said, that don't mean I got to be evil or argue or curse at the cat unless he goes that way. I don't have to do that. So with Sinetta, I ain't got to do that with, even though when we go at it, I'm going at it. I'm trying to take it off of Tommy because I think people have this thing like Tommy is a standalone person. He's not. Anybody that does not believe in the Most High is an enemy to me.
Headshot.
Anybody. Now let that sizzle in your spirit. I ain't saying that to you. I'm saying that to everybody. Anybody that does not believe in the Most High, does not believe that we are the children of Israel, that we supposed to keep the law, statute, commandments, is an enemy to me, because you're an enemy to God. So when you think Tommy is the one in the way, if you're not doing what I'm doing, you in the way. Just as much as you trying to isolate Tommy, you're no different. If anything, when I'm saying you now, I'm not talking about you, brother. I'm only speaking in general. I don't want you to think I'm talking about you. If anything, you're worse than Tommy, because you're going to present yourself like you're better than Tommy because you don't talk like Tommy. But anybody that's been listening to me, anybody that has been giving me the that hearing me give the solution to the Black and Hispanic and Native Indian problems of keeping the law, statute, commandments, anybody that say, Cap, I've been listening to you, I respect your teachings, but you don't stand with me and help me fix the conditions of Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians under the Most High, you are just as much of an enemy as you think Sinetta, Tommy, the conscious community, a Kemet nigga, these Ramadan niggas that's fat, that's intermittent fasting. All y'all Ramadan niggas is just on keto.
So let me ask you this question, Kat. Even like you saying, if a person doesn't believe what you believe, like, like I said, when I opened it up earlier, when I said, I see the type of work you putting in.
Right.
So you don't believe there's different ways for, to skin a cat, even though I may not subscribe in the Bible the way you do, or follow the same type of, ideology or teaching you do. But if I'm still putting in the work and I'm still helping people, I just have a different approach. Would you still feel that same way? Because like I said, whether you an Israelite, Hebrew, whether you're Muslim, Christian, my thing is, we as Black people, we should understand what our common goals are, what our common interests, and we should be able to, put certain things to a side and just, focus on how do we, move our people forward.
Read that scripture.
Come on, sir. This is the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 3. Can two walk together except they be agreed.
Now, at the surface level, brother, I would say you're not my enemy initially, because as black men and women, we're going to all come from different walks of life. So you're going to have the Muslim and the Christian and the politician, the Republican, Democrat. We can all come together. But if we don't walk together on the same accord, we're going to fail. A Muslim and a Christian cannot come together and fix black people. They cannot. Their beliefs are different. You can't be a intermittent fasting keto nigga on Ramadan and put a Christmas tree up in your house and say you're serving the same God. There is no identity. There's no identity with Christianity or Islam. You can't be an Israelite, Christian, and a Muslim and walk together with the Most High. The Most High is our life. Black people don't have the luxury that whites do, that Africans do, where they can just believe whatever it is that they want. And that's the biggest problem amongst our people. Our people believe that we can be whatever we want. It doesn't matter as long as we can come together as black people. How long are we going to live that lie? We've been trying to come together as black people since we've been so-called free in slavery, and ain't nothing work. Without this idea, without God first, which gives us the blueprint to come together, we can never walk together, ever. There'll never be a point in time where we'll walk together. We'll start off walking together, and then somebody's going to walk through the wide gate, and somebody's going to walk through the narrow gate. The wide gate is much fun, is much easier. Like Matthew 7:13, it says, "Enter ye the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way." What the way that you're talking about is very broad, because now an atheist, a Muslim, a 5%, all of them can walk in that broad gate. But the narrow gate, they got rules, instructions, code of ethics, who you can love, who you can't love, what you can eat, what you cannot eat, what you can celebrate, what you can't celebrate, what you can show your loyalty, what laws you're supposed to keep, what things you can't do. When you go through that narrow thing, now that restriction is what black folk need. Everything else doesn't give us the restriction. So you won't be my enemy right away, but you will eventually be my enemy if you're not joining me with the same fight.
And the reason why I say it like that,
brother, when you do this response, because I got 3 other people that want to come on the screen, this will be your last response. I ain't saying you got to leave.
Oh no, I was going. Yeah, I'm gonna just make that because I know you got a show, so I'm gonna just want to make that. I just appreciate you for letting me on, but how I look at it, my perspective is like we have these different labels, because I could be a Christian tomorrow, and I might change philosophies, and tomorrow I could wake up a Muslim, or I could figure that doesn't work, or I could wake up tomorrow I could be an Israelite. At the day, but what's going to be constant? My skin. That ain't going to never change. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm looking at it from that perspective. But I don't want take up much of your time. Definitely, Cap.
Before you go,
all right.
This is 2 Timothy 3:7. It says, "Ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth." When you say I could be a Christian today and a Muslim tomorrow, it just means you're not grounded. That's all it means.
Okay.
All right.
But hey, definitely, man. Drop off. Appreciate you, Cap, for letting me on. I'll be looking in the chat, looking for your newest products, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I appreciate it, brother.
All right.
Sure. And before we bring the next person on the screen, I think that has to be important, because people, I don't know. I don't have. And maybe this is why I'm able to go into any environment and thrive. Well, it's the Most High, and the Most High put the baddest war general to ever exist that I know of, and that's General Hyman. General Hyman gives me the greatest counsel ever. There's not a battle I have that I don't call General Hyman, and I'll have all my information lined up, and then he'll give me that one thing that I was missing that turns the whole tide with everything that I have. But whenever I'm talking to somebody, like respect of persons, I think it's something that black people suffer from the greatest. Even Israelites. Israelites, listen, I could say something that ruffle feathers, but some stuff I ain't gonna say because I'll say some of the stuff offline. But Israelites even have respect of persons. When y'all treat Joe, when y'all treat John Doe regularly, but then you treat a Tommy or a Sotomayor, a Tommy Sotomayor or a Soneto or somebody else differently based on, now John Doe and Tommy can act the same way, but because Tommy is a somebody and John Doe is a nobody, you're going to hold a greater disdain for Tommy. You're handicapping yourself. I'm telling y'all out of love, trying to give y'all some wisdom. I was taught this. When I talk to Tommy, I talked to Tommy as Tommy Sotomayor, the brother I had a conversation on the phone with. We talked about what we was going to discuss. I knew he would be passionate. I knew I would be passionate. As long as he didn't curse me or disrespect me, I knew that I wasn't going to cuss and disrespect him, and I would just beat him intellectually, which is what I did. Everybody else wanted me to be, man, F you, Tommy, because you said this about the black woman. You said this and you said that. I'm just not that guy. You got to be like that to me in the moment. Like, I'm not here to get vengeance for everything that Tommy said about black women and black men and stuff like that. Now, that mercy is not given to white people, just for the record. It's not given to whites. It's not given to Africans. But it is given to black people because black people have to be shown something different, especially when I know the tactics of people to where if I would have came at Tommy like that, he would have said, see, this is all you can do. So I just beat him intellectually. And I'm saying Sotomayor. It's S-O-T. The T is being pronounced. You're just saying it fast. Let's bring the next person on. Jabril, what's going on, brother? You got to unmute yourself.
Oh, hello. Yes, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. And Kadazai, you know, you have carte blanche to say whatever it is you want to say in these moments.
I think you handled the last one. I didn't want to beat a dead horse. It was,
Okay. No sweat, brother. All right, Jabril, what you got?
Yeah, so I just want to talk about the debate. It was pretty good, but I think he conflated a lot of points. And he also didn't really want to take an accurate look at history. It's also very disingenuous. When he was talking about how black people are stupid about being infiltrated, the U.S. government infiltrates every single group. Like, that's just not black people. Like, they actually have spies that actually infiltrate other countries. And I would also make the argument, like, that shows the testament of our people that they even have to infiltrate us because we won't fully integrate. And there always have been people saying, look out for the government. They're not good. Don't trust them.
Right. I think that's an excellent point, especially when you said they infiltrate others. I always, and you now just made me mad that I didn't bring this point out about the infiltration, because North Korea and South Korea is a prime example. You had one side of white support the North, one side of white support the South. I'm talking about America and Russia, and that's how they divided them. They did the same thing in the Middle East with the Arabs. So that's actually an excellent point. And, you know, I'm always used to people, you know, he couldn't break up every stat that I did, but he was trying to break up damn near every stat. And
I think he, no, I ain't gonna cut you off. But I think he lost it when he said, y'all should be paying me more if y'all don't want me to be saying what the white man is saying. So y'all should like, like, I don't need to pay for your loyalty, you know?
Right.
And that's what I think a lot of people get conflated is we don't want any nigga that's just gonna sign up for $1, you know? We want people that's actually gonna be loyal. And also, last point too, because I don't want to take up much of your time, but you absolutely cannot walk with anybody. Like, ask any black person you know in any movement, would they want Candace Owens right next to him? You know?
Candace Owens said, when you think about getting married, it's about your IQ. I ain't never heard none of that before.
Yeah, that's absolutely wild. That's eugenics talk stuff.
Yeah, that's the bet. That, like, when she said that, I'm like, he really grasping at straws right now to justify marrying a white man. That's
Candace Owens, right?
Yeah, Candace Owens saying that when you meet somebody, it's based on their IQ. It's very Caucasian of her.
But Salaki Cap.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if someone says, you know, why did they ask her, you know, why did you marry a white man? And then she says, my IQ. What then is she saying about the rest of black people?
That we
Well, you
stupid.
got to ask Candace Owen this, right? She works for the Daily Wire. So you working for a program that don't like women and don't like black people. What does
Mhm.
that say about you? She gets pimped out very heavily too. Like she is the face of what you call the quote unquote black Republicans right now, and even the MAGA movement. But Ben Shapiro and them don't like her because she's not really a part of the club. Why?
Right.
Because you're the epitome of disdain.
Right. Excellent point.
Yeah, I hate when I agree with Candace Owens. You know what I'm saying? I hate when Kanye says something that I can't defend, and I hate when Candace said something I have to agree with.
Well, again, though, right? Like, again, we can all like sit down, and that's another thing too. I don't know a single black person who actually lives in the hood who actually was okay with crime, drugs, being
Right.
unsafe in their home because they have nowhere to go. They couldn't move out. That's another
Right.
thing he also forgot to bring up too, was they literally built the suburbs to get away from niggas. And then they said, we're going to give poor white people free FFA loans, but then we're not even going to be able to give you same loans to buy dilapidated buildings in your community. It
Mhm.
just, things just didn't happen.
Right.
And again, when you try to put it on a generation who had no money. So I'm 24, right? My whole
Mhm.
entire family is the crack generation family. And
Right.
how do I put it? So basically the loans that the white people got, you know, the poor working ones, the equivalent of you getting that same loan was drugs or guns, but they only gave it to the poorest of the poor in your community, and the ones who they know were not going to abstain to the community values. Oh, that's a lot, guys. I don't want to keep this late.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you 100%, and that's why I had the debate the way that it was. Like, who do you blame? And there's a part I'm going to play if we get time to it today, where when we discuss, and this was like the heaviest part, and I think this might have went over a lot of people's heads. Black on black crime is not even a real thing, because you know what you'll never hear. You'll never hear the
Crime.
You're right. You'll never hear white on white crime. You'll never hear Asian on Asian crime. You'll never hear any other ethnicity versus ethnicity crime except when it comes to black on black. And the propaganda that it pushes is as if only blacks kill their own, only blacks rob their own, only blacks sell drugs to their own. That's the notion that they're trying to put out. When whites kill whites, whites unalive whites. Let me say it better.
Yep.
Whites unalive whites. Whites are word whites. Whites steal from whites. Whites do the same thing. Chinese, every ethnicity has civil problems. But when it comes to black, and here's the other thing. When it comes to black on black crime, they blame us. They don't blame the government that's in charge, police force XYZ. When it's white on white, Asian on Asian, they blame the government. That's why I asked them, who does Fox blame for immigration? They do not blame the immigrants. They blame Joe Biden because Joe Biden is in charge. But when it comes to blacks, pull yourself up. It's your fault it's drugs in your community. It's your fault that the police can't police. It's your fault that the government can't pass or take care of your neighborhood. Here's the messed up part. Listen, I hate to give this tough pill. You know when black communities get better? When whites move in.
Yep.
Let that sizzle in your spirit.
Harlem is a perfect example.
When whites are not in your community, that community is not policed. That community is not governed. Nobody gives a damn. Even though you vote for the councilman that's supposed to take care of your community, you vote for the mayor, you vote for the governor, you vote for the president, you vote. I don't think you vote for the police commissioner, but you have a police force that is supposed to take care of your community. The trash. You know why your city is dirty? It's not the people. It's because the trash people are not cleaning up your community. It's not our job to clean the community when they have a, what do they call it? It's a term used for the garbage facilities.
Sanitation.
It's the sanitation's job. The sanitation's job is to make sure that the city is clean. It is not the people that live in the community's job to make sure it's clean. Now, I'm not saying that the community is just supposed to dump their trash on the street. That's not what I'm saying. But when the community doesn't look proper, that's not the community's fault if the sanitation is not doing their job, if the police is not doing their job. Now, you let whites move into your neighborhood. Y'all don't find it strange that when white people move into that same city that could get no help, could get no police presence, could not get the stores in there, when white folk move in, that it happens? Because the same black people are still there. That lets you know that the myth of blacks are destroying the community is false. Whites just don't care about policing, making that community better unless they're living in it.
In your face, sucker.
Absolutely. And that's what the point of a lot of people is that number one, these cities, the population of these cities expands about 3-4 times the size that they were actually built for. And also, most of us living in these cities don't own anything. You rent.
Right.
So you are under the heel of men that don't even live in these cities. And also, it's an economic black hole, too. If I got to drive 30, 45 minutes to get a job, then what's the point of me getting a job? That's going to be damn near a 2-hour commute with traffic. Wow. Also, damn, I forgot. Hold on. Fuck, I forgot what I was about to say. And I just had my point. Damn. Oh, yeah. Also, another thing, and this is something I just got to say.
This should be your last one because I got 2 more people trying to get out.
The one thing about the drug epidemic is this, right? If we had almost crippled the busing system by protesting and not walking, and not riding the bus, how the hell did we bring in the drugs on boats and planes?
Right.
If we didn't own any planes. But thank you. You have a good night.
Hey, you
also,
too.
how the white man gonna come at us, right? He had a civil war.
Yeah.
But let
Have
me take it a step further. They said that it was conspiracy when it came down to us saying that the government, you know what I'm saying, brought in the drugs. And then now you got Snowfall. Now they're making biopics about Pablo Escobar's pilot working for the CIA. Like now that they released it in Hollywood, they showing you now, okay, we lied to you. It was a conspiracy. Yeah, we did it. And now they making money off it in Hollywood. Like, what are we talking about?
And then now they're giving out, now they're letting white people shoot up in Kensington just on getting high in public.
That's
it. You can't even tell a fiend to get up. They arresting you.
I appreciate it, brother. All right, let's bring the next person up. Push back. What's going on? I don't know if you're a male or female, Salakia. What's your name? You got a question or comment? You got to unmute your mic. Push back. You got to unmute your mic. Okay, you can move him down. Let's bring you got Kiki. Kiki.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm all right.
That's good to hear. So I did watch the debate yesterday evening, last night. And I thought it was beautiful. One of the things that I've realized hearing the comments from both Tommy viewers and your viewers. By the way, I'm new to your channel. I'm new to, but I'm not new to the beliefs of a Hebrew Israelite. I have been following Gathering of Christ and learning some things, but I'm not as proficient as probably your members here, okay? But I have listened to Tommy for a while.
Okay.
And even though some of the things he has said is very offensive, I still enjoy the things that he's an entertainer, and some of the things he do say hit home. So I have a little bit more knowledge because of another camp, and I try to intermingle the two, if that's a real word, like hearing Tommy points and from what I've learned from another camp, if that makes sense, right? So yesterday was the first time I met and saw your debate. And it was refreshing to hear someone like you talk to him, because I usually see debates go left. You were very educated. You were very calm, and it did something to my spirit. And everything you said, I agreed with, but especially the part about compassion.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't understand with everyone is that why can't we apply that to someone not as learned as Tommy? You know, the
You mean?
compassion part.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when you said something about we would be Moselites if he didn't plead to the
Right.
Most High God to not kill us. That kind of triggered something in me of like humility, you know, and
Right.
just I just wish. I know I'm kind of nervous because I don't like to speak in public forums, but I
Right.
just hope people understand that point that you said last night, because to me it was very important. Tommy is still our brother, and it will be amazing if he does join and go to Passover at your
Yeah,
organization
I
next week.
invited him. Yeah, I definitely invited him, and I know you say you haven't followed us for a while, but I've been pushing.
I've never followed you at all. I only stumbled on you because of the stream last night. I
Okay.
follow a different, and I don't want to say follow. I've seen videos that pique my interest in wanting to know who I am and to get closer relationship with Most High God. And it was
Right.
through a different camp, if that makes sense.
No.
Now
Yeah.
I'm intrigued and I want to know more about you guys because of that small interaction. And I'm pretty sure many other people too will want to know more about your church and organization because of that.
Excellent. So we don't say church, we say school, but I get the premise. And I've been saying that since like 2018 that black folk need to have more compassion on each other. And for us, that compassion is not just extended to somebody like Tommy, it's extended to every brother and sister that walks into this school. The same way we invited Tommy to the Passover, the same way we invite every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian to the Lord's Passover April 20th in Durham, North Carolina. That's for everybody. That's for you too. Like if you want to come down, you would definitely be able to come down, sit with us, eat that lamb with us, drink that wine if you drink, have the bit of herb, and enjoy the Passover with it. It's not closed off to the public, it's for the public. Like this is the Lord's Passover. So everybody is invited to it. And I'm glad you pointed out what I was trying to convey earlier is that being able to have a conversation where you can just defeat somebody with the information instead of defeating them with, the string of who could put the best words together. Even in battle rap, the person that wins in battle rap is the one that can rebuttal and beat the person outside of just the emotion. I use battle rap as the analogy because that's what I am when I battle people. But so it was important for people to get that part. So I appreciate what you said. I didn't know if you had anything else you want to say.
I do kind of piggybacking off of that. It's kind of taking it off of the debate.
That's
But what
fine.
you just said regarding just bringing knowledge, I think that's what Candace Owens was trying to say um,
As
at
far as
as she was attracted to a man's mind. Not saying like I'm attracted to you, but the most women, speaking from a woman, we are attracted to a man's mental state. And I just think it may have so happened to be that she fell in love with a white man. Not saying that I condone it, that's not none of my business, but more so of the standpoint of how you said you were able to speak intellectually. I've never heard anyone, Tommy, actually stay focused the best he can on a conversation and not go left. So I know you're different from other people that he debates. I think a lot of women look for security and an intellectual, a different form of intellect or intelligence. And if, as a woman, we're only surrounded by one form of intellect, the pickings are low. And I'm pretty sure men feel the pickings are low on females as well. I just wanted to say that as a woman's perspective, especially when she was saying about the Asians and what I think and how her mind goes on a rapid speed. She may fall in love with the beliefs of, your school or, All I'm trying to say is that I don't think had anything to do with being white from what I understood when she was speaking. It was more so of the mental of the man she fell in love with.
Kaliza, did you want to respond? I don't mind responding. I don't know if you want to say anything. I'll take it. Oh, Kaliza, you there? I can't hear you.
Huh? Who, me?
No, not you, Kiki. I'm talking to
I'm
Kaliza.
sorry. Okay.
I'm talking to my co-host. I apologize. I didn't know if he wanted to say anything.
He's coming up, but we can't hear him.
Yeah, you coming off mute, Kaliza, but I can't hear you. Sis, what she said had everything to do with belittling black men when she said the IQ, because IQ is subjective. IQ has nothing to do with like I okay, so somebody might say you smart, but put me in a doctor's room, I'm not smart, I'm dumb. Put me in a gas station, I'm dumb as hell in a gas station. I'm not gonna know how that fuel gets up into that damn machine. I don't know how that works to know whether it's super, unleaded, or anything. So I'm ignorant to the gas station. If you was to put me in McDonald's, I could not make a Big Mac. My IQ would be too low to just go into McDonald's and make a Big Mac. IQ is subjective.
Right.
But her saying IQ was just to belittle black people and say the only smart man I could find was the white one. Because unless she's going to have me to believe that as she's college educated, that there was no educated black men at college with her, I don't believe that. In the corporate world, she's not going to convince me that there's no black men in the corporate world, because I'm in the corporate world. Well, I was in the corporate world. So she can't convince me of that. And one thing black people in general always do is we love to rationalize what black women say. Black women get out there and say something, and we try to find a way to rationalize it. Like when you came on, you didn't rationalize Tommy. You said there was somebody to counter Tommy. When she did that interview, what's it, DJ Envy, and what's the other guy to do the show? Charlemagne should have been able to counter what she was saying, because that was stupid. A woman may find out later if she's attracted to the person's IQ, but you're usually attracted physically to the person that you end up finding more about first. Unless you know where it was a common place where it won't be physical. If you meet the person that you fall in love with at like the job or an environment where you're socially around each other all the time and you get to laughing and joking and you be around each other, you might bypass that she's not your normal type. She's not the height that you would prefer, the weight that you would prefer, size but because y'all done worked together for so long, you done built this chemistry together. Outside of that, when you see somebody, it's a physical attraction first. You find out what they are second. You're not attracted to IQ unless they telling me that they Aquaman, like how Aquaman talk to the fishes, unless they out here talking to people's brains. You're not attracted to IQ. You don't know IQ until you meet them, but you are attracted to what you're attracted to. And she's just somebody that just should admit that she's attracted to white men and she's not attracted to black men. It would have been more respectable to say that, sis.
Okay.
Was there anything else?
One last point about the women's movement. You mentioned that, and I'm not by no way. I'm trying to be respectful. I'm not like
since you don't have to
white people,
right? But you don't have to say those things because you're not talking in that way. So you
I
can
just don't want to be judged as like.
No, that's what I'm trying to free your mind from that.
Okay.
You're already respectful by the way you're conducting yourself. So you don't have to ask a question that you think I'm gonna get offended by. I don't get offended like that. So just go ahead and ask your question.
About the women's movement, you mentioned that the white women left their men because they didn't want to cook. I'm assuming like in your mind, there was more reasons behind that. And that also because they didn't have us to enslave us anymore, which I believe that.
Right.
But I also felt like it should have been pointed. Oh, well, not that it should have been pointed out, but a lot of women wanted that movement because a lot of men was abusing women.
You talk about
And
white,
there was,
black women.
pardon me?
Are you talking about white women, black women, or women in general?
Oh, I'm sorry, the white women's movement, and
Mm-hmm.
then black women followed them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the origins or the beginning, which I believe, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, it was white women.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I don't believe it's because they didn't want to cook or because they wanted to leave their husbands. They
Mm.
wanted to leave their men because they were being abused, because they wasn't being respected in their ideology of what a white woman felt respect should be, along with normal things that we do, chores that they probably did not want. And I feel like they didn't have the resource to lead, not feel, from what I've read and what I've seen in documentaries, they didn't have the resources to leave, to start over brand new without, yeah, resources and to sustain. And in the workplace, they was not being offered the same jobs or getting paid equal.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I thought, why I thought white women wanted to leave their homes. And then black women followed because they slick wanted the same thing. That part I really don't know, so I'm not gonna even
Yeah,
assume, but I'm
I could, yeah, I can help out with the black part. But when the first wave of the feminist movement was 1848 to 1928, it focused on women's suffrage as far as property rights, which kind of goes in line with what you're saying. So now, in 1848 is a couple of years before the end of slavery as well. So they kind of go hand in hand. So now the white woman didn't have no property. The property was given to the man, but she also had slaves, which were her property. So the only property she actually had, she was about to lose. You follow me so far?
yes.
So now that's what set it off. The second wave, and I just looked this up. The second wave was in the 63 and the 80s, which focused on like civil rights and equality. Like, and when you actually look at it from a history perspective as well, affirmative action has helped more white women than it's helped black people too.
Mhm.
So when the feminist movement initially started, it was surrounded by property, wanting to be valued. This is all white women I'm talking about. Having property, wanting to be valued, but also what they were beginning to lose, which was the slaves. Because as slavery is getting over, as the white woman don't have no property, she also wasn't working as much because she had slaves. So she may not have owned the house outright or owned the land outright, but she didn't have to do the cooking and the cleaning and the washing of the clothes and stuff like that either because she had slaves. So now slavery is starting to end. Who has to do the yard work? Who has to do the cooking? Who has to do the cleaning? Who has to do the labor that would normally be reserved for the slaves? Now she has to do it. So now she don't want to be in the house. So now being a construction worker is more appealing. Working in maybe office jobs is more appealing, which was at that time was more so given to white men, even beat writers and stuff like that. The only thing that they would probably let white women do is like social work, like going and doing like charitable shit like that, working with as a humanitarian. They would be able to do that. But to get in the actual workforce, they couldn't. So you're not wrong in adding losing property and stuff like that. But if slavery still existed, it wouldn't have been a big push for feminists, for the feminist movement from a white woman's perspective. What made it push forward was that. So I don't disagree with you, but the catalyst for it is still revolves around slavery.
Understood. I understand now.
All right, no sweat, sis. I appreciate your time.
Have a good night. Thank
You
you.
too.
Bye
All right.
bye.
Bye bye.
Right.
Yep. You can bring pushback on. Pushback, you there?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother. What's going on?
Yes, I definitely watched the debate. You definitely took those imaginary belts, and I'm going to highlight. I'm going to highlight one instance where this can't even be challenged. To when he was making an example to where he's a psychologist, and when he talks to a husband and a wife, he goes to the origins of the problems to try to get to how to get to that point. And then
Right.
when you turn around and told them that you got to do the same thing with the plight of us, as far as how a lot of things was systemically done to us, how a lot of things was, done by the government, put us in this
Right.
position. He didn't want to concede to that. So that's
Right.
a belt going right there.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like the other person said, just your composure. I think a lot of people can learn from you just on going to these conversations in these debates. It's a level of composure that you have to where you have to keep the conversation about the conversation. You can't allow someone to pull you down the rabbit hole or get you derailed off the topic over a personal narrative. And I think
Right.
what he was trying to do during the course of it, he was trying to take you through narratives. But what you did, you kept your composure and you followed all his analogies, and you even debunked him on one of his analogies. I forgot the term you used. You said something about rebuking in private is something. How did it go?
Open rebuke is better than secret love.
Right. So Captain, I don't even think it was a debate. Really, it was more like a spanking. Like you really intellectually. You really intellectually just showed the flaws in a lot of his stances. And I think another thing is that, and I don't want to make it personal with him because he's just, like you said earlier, he's just a person with a name. So we know who he is. So we're going to talk about him. But the thing is, it's people out there that's like him. So I'm going to just say this. The people that's like him, they look at these type of things from one lens, from one point of view. But they're not willing to go into the origins. They're not willing to peel back the layers and just really see how we got to this position that we in. So when people are talking on these panels talking like that, it's just a disingenuous conversation because they're only looking at it from one lens.
Right. No, I agree with that. I appreciate that. That was actually an excellent breakdown, and that was kind of the point. Like when he brought up the psychology part, he had no problem recognizing you got to get to the root of the problem with the husband and wife. But when I said, okay, we got to get to the root of the problem with us, he still wanted to bypass that.
Right.
Now he made, in his mind, he knows that's correct. Maybe he didn't want to concede to that because then he would really lose, because he would be admitting that the root cause is the white man. So that's probably why he didn't want to do that directly. But by him avoiding that, he still showed he didn't want to concede that part. Because what I liked about the dialogue, if he made a point, I had no problem agreeing with whatever point that he made, because I knew it wouldn't defeat mine at the same time. So I appreciate your breakdown. That was good vision. The way that you saw it, I appreciate that.
And that's all I got. I'll be back. Remember my name, remember my face. I'll be back on here, man. You could drop me
All
down.
right,
I'll be back with you. Salute.
Thank you. No problem. I appreciate it, brother. Salute to you. All right. I see Kiki. Okay, you might just have to remove them. Yeah, you about to ban him. Man, you was about to ban him, Asher. Hey, pull up the video. Can you pull up the video?
Yes, sir.
And again, the phone lines are wide open. I didn't pin the chat.
I see this battle with Tommy was mighty impactful.
Yeah, I think it was something necessary. Listen, his live stream on Rumble. Okay, so the live that we did on my channel, I think peaked at 1,200. When I was looking at it, 1,200 live viewers at one time. His on Rumble was like 2,400. So that's 3,600 on those two. I don't know what his Twitter was and his the other sites. I know our Twitter was like 120 or something like that. So I mean, a lot of people tuned in. And like right now, if I look at the numbers, if you pull up the video, can you pull up the video?
14.
It's at 14,000 views in 24 hours. So I think it definitely did what he and I wanted. And I actually was communicating with him. He said next time we do it, let's do it where the audience scores the topics. Maybe he even have the audience give us some topics live, which I'm cool with. And I responded and said, let's take questions from the audience, because we definitely going to do a part 2. And so I'm looking forward to it. I think it's I think what made it more impressive is that we was able to have that dialogue without the FUs and the ad homs that people, it seemed like antisocial bitch ass, it seemed like they wanted that. Now, if we would have did that, nobody would have got the plethora of information that both parties got, which made no sense to me. So there's a couple of moments I want to highlight. And Kadaza, of course, if there's anything you want to say and chime in, you can chime in at any time.
Just
I want to go.
just one thing while everybody's listening. It's been dropped in the chat. We also have another CTL radio page.
Channel,
You know what I'm saying? So make sure that everybody subscribes to that channel. We have cross
again. I'm gonna pin that to the top.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop that into the chat again. But everybody who's watching, make sure. Oh, I think it's right there. Make sure that you subscribe to the new channel.
Drop it in. I can see it on my channel. I don't see it in the chat. Like you got it starred, but I don't see it. I don't know if it's different on the actual YouTube channel than the StreamYard.
Yeah, if you could drop it back in, and then
if you could just paste it in the comments again, because then I could pin it to the top.
So our lives and our battles are going to be on that channel, and then our shorts and little clips are going to be on Cross the Line Clips, and then exclusives are still at crossthelineradio.com. So make sure you subscribe to our new channel.
Brother, I just need you to put there. Just hit over. Yeah, there you go. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. So now what I'm doing right now is I'm pinning this link to the top. For all the people that are in the room, what I need y'all to do is click that button at the top that says YouTube CTL Radio. That's our new channel. We got a strike or something. I don't know if somebody reported it, whatever the case may be, but we can't go live on the Cross the Line Radio. So we kind of flipped it, and which is what Kadazai was saying. So we're turning that into the clips. So like the highlights of the shows and battles and stuff like that will go on that channel. But we're going to begin to go live on this channel, which we're live on the new Cross the Line Radio channel right now. So if y'all can click that link at the top and go subscribe. And shout out to Abson. Abson said, shout out to Captain Kadazai for bodying Lord Abba too. That was a good battle. Kadazai beat Lord Abba so bad. Lord Abba said, I'm gonna just talk about my own book as a source. I ain't never been in a battle where a nigga in the battle bring out his own book as the source. And then the head crack is the source ain't had nothing to do with the debate. The debate title was, is Ruth a Moabite or an Israelite? He started reading his book about Moabites being Moors from Africa and all other nonsense like that. It had nothing to do with the whole battle.
And Ruth is a book in the Bible about people in the Bible, and he clearly said more than once, I don't know the Bible.
Yes. Kadazai asked him about scriptures. Listen, the highlight was, if somebody could get the minute marker, somebody do this for me. Get the minute marker when Kadazai asked Lord Abba, what did a near kinsman mean? So we can hear him say, I don't know. I just want somebody before the show ends, get that minute marker for me. So we could play that minute marker where Kadazai asked him if he knew what a near kin, because he just thought he had a body bag with a near kinsman. And Kadazai asked him about, I don't know. You would have to show me. You know, I don't know the Bible like that. He don't know the Bible like that, but he debating on the Bible. That shit was crazy as hell, man.
Just one other thing, Cap. And just so y'all know, you know what I'm saying? Like, she cooks, she cleans, you know what I'm saying? She F's and she shuts up. She'll be a special guest at the All Black Party this year, performing, you know what I'm saying, with Captain Ty War, Captain Akkad, myself, you know what I'm saying, Shar, Natazab, Kwarak Ice, Zion, a whole gang of brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, Miss Harmony, aka Tay Harmony. So just make sure, you know what I'm saying, that y'all in the house.
She performing too?
She's her set, my set is basically her set.
You tell her I want an autograph. Let Tay know I want an autograph.
I think I could make that happen for you.
Yeah.
Captain Katazai making everybody's dreams come true.
I don't know about dreams, but just tell her I want an autograph.
I got you,
man. Oh, I can't say nothing yet. Damn. I got an announcement about something that we're gonna be doing in Atlanta. But I can't say nothing yet. I gotta wait for the flyer to drop, so I ain't gonna say it yet. I think that's it. Just if I could, just remember, this sister's a sister like every other sister. Please don't get out there and be fanned out. I'm just saying this publicly. So when you act fan, if you do, and Cap say something or I say something to you, you can't say I didn't say nothing. Please don't get fanned out. It's just a song. I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't say that. Do not get out there and get fanned out.
Oh my God.
Be out there, motherfucker be passing out. Look at Kalina. Oh!
Let me find out y'all catch the Holy Ghost at the All Black
in there fainting and shit. Headshot. Don't do that, Akim. Come on, don't do that. I wouldn't be. Listen, I wouldn't be me if I didn't tell you. I better not, because I'll be watching. I'll be watching everything like a hawk. Anyway, all right. So now let me put. You got the. You got the battle with Tommy. I want you to go to minute mark. Go to 49:40 minute mark. 49:40. I forget what we was talking about here, but I did want to highlight this. Okay. Go ahead and play that. Yo, and I learned something. Y'all notice, now look at that screen, because normally I had the messed up view of the damn sharing my screen when I do the battles. I got it right this time, and then Ashley gonna say, hey, you should have just asked me. He should have told me, say, Cap, switch it. I had to learn on my own, but I figured it out for this one. But, but go ahead and play it.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, you got it.
And the way you coming at me, you coming with respect, and you coming with, let me back up what I'm saying. And that's all you want when you're having a discussion with somebody. Again, whether you agree with them or not. And let me say this.
This part is. This part right here, because now we was battling. The debate was who's done more to us, white people or ourselves. So this is him pulling out the belt on Captain Tazaryak, and he thought he had it. We're gonna play from the 49:40 to 52:03. You paying attention? 52:03. We're gonna stop at 52:03. Let's play it, because this is when he pulled out the belt on Captain Tazaryak. Play it.
The Jews, because I don't want to defeat your argument right now at the beginning of the show, but I'm gonna go ahead and have to defeat your argument right here. I'm gonna go ahead and defeat you right now. We're gonna have to just pull out the belt right now.
Yeah,
but let me say this. You said that people like me are hurting the black folks and setting them back. I'm black. Black folks hurt more than whites. 2, you said that once we came over here, white folks treated us real bad to the point of where it's in our DNA. How did we get over here? Who sold us? Who sent us? So if we put us in that position, because like you said, if I got a son, and the reason my son is on death row right now, they get ready to electrocute him, and they say, well, what happened to your boy when you were little? Well, my dad sent me off to these people who told him straight up, we gonna whoop your ass, but he needed some Crown Royal. So he took the Crown Royal and sent me over here, and now he's sitting out there in the gallery talking about my son, my son. It is your fault, sir. You need to be in this chair. You did this to this man, and what we need to do is be able to point out.
When he was breaking this down, right? If y'all watching this, and if y'all was watching this, y'all might have saw me talking while he was talking, but I had muted my mic. I'm telling the brothers in the room, look at God, because I had already said open rebuke is better than secret love. He asked me to pull that scripture. He was inviting scriptures. So he's not even realizing he's going to allow me to teach we're not Africans. That's what he's about to allow me to teach. And I'm getting excited. I got my Deuteronomy, I'm pulling up Deuteronomy 28 and 68, ready to read it and everything. Let's go back to it.
52 out that. So if That's why I said I was going to beat your argument. If he just went back to who sold who, we got to say we sold ourselves into slavery. So if slavery was that bad, it was our fault that we got put around them white people, and we knew them white people was bad. Not only did we know them white people was bad, but the niggas who sold us could have said, oh my God, look at what they doing in them blacks over there. We gonna go over there and fight and get them back, because that ain't right. They didn't do that either. They ain't sitting now ship over here to bring us back. They ain't sitting now gun over here, now militia. They ain't sitting Hamas. They ain't sitting the Boko Haram. They didn't sit.
Ain't that? And what's funny is what he's saying right there is what we say about Africans. We say if we African, why they didn't fight and get a boat? Why they didn't come and redeem us? Why didn't they do? He's saying what we say, but he coming from this is us against us because he think he putting the belt on me. So he's hyped up. He amped up about it.
He's loading the clip for you.
Yeah, he loaded. Yeah, he don't even realize he loading the clip for me. He think he whooping cat because he said I hate to pull out that one. I don't want to defeat you so early in the debate. Keep going. Gonna bring it back.
Nobody over here. They just sit over there and said, oh, wait a minute. Seemed like y'all went over there and made a good time. We gonna try to go too. We gonna get a visa and go over there. We gonna try to come from Nigeria. We gonna try to come from Ghana. We gonna try to come from every one of these places you were sold from just because it seems like y'all doing better over there than we doing over here. Now that's a shame. Let me go to the Jews.
No.
You said the Jews.
Thank you. Now, that's what he said. Now move it up to 57:52. You can go to 57. That's good right there.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Like ours, and they walking around looking with hat that look like Lee Mubai. I yield.
Man, you said a lot. You said a lot. So I'm gonna unpack some of the stuff that you said, like going back to the slavery part when you mentioned who sold us to the white man, which it was Africans that sold us to the white man. So now here's where a lot of things that we do wrong, I'm talking about black people, that we do wrong is because we lack an identity. Without having an identity, like you said, the Jewish man, well, excuse me, what I said, which you echoed it when I said they kept their history, they kept it. With black people, we lost it. Like we've been called everything under the sun, black, Negro, Afro-American, as if your Afro makes you who you are. African-American, how can you be two continents? So we don't have that identity. So historically, we believe that Africans sold other Africans into slavery. Earlier, you said you like the Bible, so I would like to read a Bible verse to let you know that it was not Africans that sold Africans into slavery, but Africans that sold Israelites into slavery. This is Deuteronomy 28:68. This is one of the punishments for our disobedience. It says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee. The word Egypt just means bondage. So in this verse, the Lord is saying that we will go into bondage again. It says, there thou shalt see it no more again, and ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. So when people look at slavery, a white man never came into Africa to actually catch the slaves. They just made a deal with the African tribes. And if you know anything historically, it's when Jerusalem fell in 70 AD, millions of black Jews went into Africa. So the Africans knew exactly who they were selling. They were not selling their own, but they were selling the people that came in as foreigners to their land, which were the Israelites. Harriet Tubman is a good example of that. If you just look up online, when it's so now, as you can see, and this is what I liked about it, because the banter that Tommy was coming would normally just make you want to have like a stupid response. But when you've been seasoned enough, you get another. There's another part I want you to go. I want you to go to the hour, 24-minute mark and 30-second mark. At 1 hour, 24 minutes, 30 seconds. You can start at 29. Yeah, 21 is fine. Let me see. Let me play that. But they had no problem helping them. Black people are the only race of people that are told. This right here is what I was just talking. I was talking about this earlier. And if you're going to be skilled at debating or battling, and when you say debate, it makes you a little bit more docile. When you say battle, it puts you on how do I kill him? Excuse me. How do I unalive him? And that's important to understand, because if you can't if you can't see the kill shot, then you'll never be able to disarm your opponent. And when we started having this dialogue about black on black crime, he had no choice but to agree. And that's what this dialogue. So we're going to go from 124.30 to 131.59. This is the exchange about black on black crime and about who you can blame and who black people cannot blame. You can go ahead and play it. Get about slavery. Forget about your past. Get over it, but don't get any assistance. And when the neighborhoods are destroyed, you can't blame the government for it. You have to blame each other for it. Dang. You understand? When the migrant problem, you know who Fox blames for the migrant problem? They don't blame the immigrants trying to get here. They blame Joe Biden.
Headshot.
When the black
because they should. Because
they should. So I agree.
Headshot.
But I'm saying, but they should. Whites blame the white. But do you understand?
No, they're not blaming the whites. They're not blaming the whites. They blaming the white in charge. Excuse me, they blaming whoever is in charge. And that's important because the first thing he ran to was this is whites with whites, which lets you know he not even seeing what I'm saying. Bring it back a little bit when I said the black, like you went for this part, you ain't gotta change the screen because they could hear me, right? Yeah. So you don't have to change the screen so that they can hear me. You can leave it just like that. So bring it back a little bit. Let me see where I start saying when it's black on black. Let me hear what that says. Don't blame the immigrants trying to get here. Get over it, but don't get any of the Israeli becoming a state. In the 1890s is when the Zionist movement helping them. Black people are the only race of people that are told, forget about slavery, forget about your past, destroy it. You can't blame the government for it. You have to blame to destroy it, get over it, but don't forget about slavery, forget about your past, get over it, but don't get any assistance. And when the neighborhoods are destroyed, you can't blame the government for it. You have to blame each other for it. Now, the reason why I had it come back here is because my position is that when black people have problems in their neighborhood, they can't fault the people that are in charge of their neighborhood. You understand? Hey, Slocky, what is that about? Oh, that the Kinsman with the minute marker? Yeah, the minute marker. Just text it. Just text him to it. Just text the minute marker to him so we can get to 10. Because when we're doing this back and forth, you're gonna slow me down a little bit, all right? Appreciate it. So now, the reason why I brought this up, play that part again. Ready? Mm-hmm. But they had no problem helping them. Black people are the only race of people that are told, forget about slavery, forget about your past, get over it, but don't get any assistance. And when the neighborhoods are destroyed, you can't blame the government for it. Paul, you have to blame right there. Us not being able to blame the government for it is what black on black crime is all about. The term black on black crime is a myth. It's not even a real thing. Black people don't commit crimes against black people because they're black. Black people commit crimes against black people because that's just the city that they live in amongst other people. It's like telling a white person they only committing this crime against this white person because they're white. They're going to say, no, this is just the opposite. This was the closest in my proximity for the opportunity of crime. That's the same thing in any neighborhood, Chinese, Asian, Japanese, Arab, it does not matter. The reason why black on black crime is created for us specifically is so that they can justify not helping. You don't believe me? When a black man or black woman gets unalived by a cop, the first thing they do is bring up the crimes of that victim and the crimes that go on in that community to tell you that we deserve to get shot by the police. We deserve to get falsely arrested because we're nothing but criminals. look at the black on black crime. When that Kansas City shooting happened, y'all seen y'all know the Super Bowl. Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl, right? When they had that shooting, they still have not released the people. Anybody know the people that did the shooting in Kansas City?
It was us, I believe. It was two.
No, I don't think it was us. The Kansas City shooting was black people?
After the Super Bowl?
Yeah. I don't think that was black people. I don't think they ran down black people. That was racist, Asher.
No, the person who committed the crimes, right?
Yeah. The person that committed the shooting. Oh, man. Like it might have been a black person. God damn. I think the third one, I think they said another adult and a teen charge. Were they black? Damn, why we had to do that? I guess Asher ain't racist.
Thank the Lord.
Wait, let me look up Dominic Miller and 23-year-old Lynn Mays. Hopefully they white. God damn, I didn't know we was out there shooting. You got these white folks. Where the God damn. That's us too. Okay, so I can't use that as an example. But normally when it's a white crime that's being committed, they don't highlight that as white on white crime. I'm actually surprised that they didn't highlight this as violence on us. That's why I thought it was white, because they hid it. Maybe because it was the Kansas City Chiefs and they wanted to hide that. But normally when it's a white on white crime, they don't call it a white on white issue. They just call it a crime. When it's black people, it's automatically a black on black crime. So when I made this statement with Tommy, the whole point was him not to see that he's even believing that black on black crime is conducive to them. Because watch his response when I asked him about the migrants. Now bring it back to the video and play it. Blame each other for it. You understand? When the migrant problem, you know who Fox blames for the migrant problem? They don't blame the immigrants trying to get here. They blame Joe Biden. When the
because they should. Because
they should. So I agree.
But I'm saying, but they should. Whites blame the white. But do you understand
the? See how you say whites blame the whites? Whites don't blame the whites. Whites blame whoever's in charge. Blacks cannot blame whoever's in charge. Blacks have to blame the blacks. Keep playing it. The whites, they're not blaming the whites. They blaming the white in charge. Excuse me, they're blaming whoever is in charge. Mm-hmm. There's a difference. When blacks, if there's a drug problem in the black community, they blame the black community. They don't blame the mayor, the governor, the councilman, the police, the people that are supposed to and paid to actually clean up the community.
If you who did they blame for the opioid epidemic? That was a white one. They didn't blame the mayor.
Opioid. But they didn't. And listen, this is another thing. You know, we got a caller on the line. Pause it for a second. Bring the caller on. Now, if I wouldn't have looked, you wouldn't have saw that.
Concert.
Got to stay on it. Bring the call on.
916-413 on the air. State your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Bobby from Sacramento.
What's up, Bobby? You got a question or comment?
Yeah, man. Man, I would have given everything in my bank account to see General Johanna's reaction listening to Tommy Sotomayor's opening song. Man,
that's wild.
I would have given up everything to see that reaction because I know he lost it.
Yeah, you know what? I was talking to Commander Jenny Hanna this morning about the debate. I sent it to him. I'm gonna call him and ask him if he actually listened to the song. I'm gonna ask him.
That song was crazy, man. Because I know how he feel about this topic, so I know he would have lost it,
Right.
But so I got a question, also.
Mm-hmm.
So, how would you defend your position if somebody was to come and say, "Well, black people have done more damage to themselves more than white people based on them breaking the commandments"? Because I remember you brought out Judas about that part that the heathens basically can't touch us if we have our protection behind this. So how would you defend your position if somebody was to step to you and be like, well, the black people
I actually got the videos. I emailed it to them.
make the choice of breaking the laws of God, so they have done more damage to themselves than white people.
So your question is, because we broke the commandments, it's still more our fault than theirs?
Well, yeah, I'm not saying. I'm just saying, how would you defend that? Because I'm just saying because possibly somebody could come with that position.
Okay, now who would come at me with that position? You're correct, right? Now who would come at me with that position?
If Tommy was more skilled in the scriptures, I'm pretty sure he would have came with it.
But it would have to be somebody in the scriptures, right?
Right.
That would be more so somebody like that would probably is following being an Israelite. Usually people that my enemies that follow the Bible, like Christians I battle that know we teach we the Israelites and we punish because of our disobedience, they would say that question, right? And so your position is, how do you defend that, right?
Right.
No problem. So I'm gonna give you two scriptures. Give me Matthew 18 and 7. Let me see. Yeah, and Luke 17 and 1. Give me both of those scriptures.
Say the first one.
Matthew 18 and 7. I think I like Luke 17 and 1, but I'll do Matthew 18 and 7 first.
Matthew chapter 18, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Woe unto the world because of offenses, for it must needs be that offenses come.
So now if the offenses are going to come, remember, we get in the offenses, say, woe unto the world. The world, of course, is Israel, because of offenses. For it must needs be that offenses come. We offend the Lord, we get punished for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Read on.
But woe to that man whom the offensive cometh.
But woe to the man by whom the offense come. The one that brings the offense, woe to him. So now get me Isaiah 47 and 6. Read that.
Isaiah chapter 47, verse 6. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance. And
which goes right into what you're saying. We broke the commandments. So this scripture says, I was wroth with my people. I polluted my inheritance. We go right in line with we're being punished for our disobedience, right?
He dropped.
Oh, okay. So I'll just break it down. Maybe I'll call back. So for people to understand what this, well, maybe we'll give him a few minutes to see if he comes back. Maybe he might call back. And well, I'll finish breaking it down and then maybe he's listening online. So when it says, I was wroth with my people, I have polluted mine inheritance, that goes right in line with the question that he's asking. He's asking that question because we offended the Most High. And that's what this verse says. Read the rest of that.
Sir. And given them into thine hand.
And the Lord gave us into his hand, which now takes it away from the white man thinking that he did this to us. The Lord is saying he put us into his hands. Go ahead.
Thou didst show them no mercy.
Thou didst what?
Show them no mercy.
Read the next verse. Now it says, thou didst show them no mercy. So at the time that you're ruling, at the time that you see the nation of Israel downtrodden, the time that you see blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians downtrodden, you didn't offer them any mercy. Keep going.
Verse 7. And thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever.
What does it mean when it says, I shall be a lady forever? Meaning, I shall be dainty. It's almost like a lady think they always a lady, no matter how wicked they are. You like Sexy Red thinks she's a lady. Erykah Badu thinks she's a lady. They're both the same whore. They're both the same whore.
That's an accountability scripture.
Most High, God, thou shalt be a lady forever. Keep going.
So that thou didst not lay these things to thine heart.
Now we get into it. It says, that thou didst not lay these things to heart. What didn't you lay to heart? That the Lord is the one that's using you to punish us, and you didn't say, I'm going to give them mercy. They're beaten enough. You said, I can be this whore forever. Or I'm only using that because it said lady forever. Or I can punish them forever. You didn't lay these things to heart. Keep going.
Sir. Neither didst remember the latter end of it.
Neither did you remember the latter end of it. So although we caused the condition, because he didn't show any mercy to us, the Lord is not going to show any mercy to him. That's why we can still charge the so-called white man with that problem. All right. Now,
that's the short version.
Definitely.
916-513.
Brother, you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Did you hear the answer I gave?
Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah, so like there's no way the Lord does not punish the white man. Give me Jeremiah 28 and there's no way we're wrong for pointing out what the white man did to us. Matter of fact, wait. Give me Psalms 137:1.
I'm more of a Romans 9 man myself, but
you can do Romans 9. What you want Romans 9?
No, it's too long of a breakdown. You got to go through the whole,
Oh, right. I got you. You start at 13 and go all the way down. I got it.
Yeah, I walk it down.
God. Go to 137:1.
Psalms chapter 137, verse 1. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion.
Now, this is a psalm. They by the rivers of Babylon. They sat down and they weeping, and they remember Zion. Why they remember Zion? Because they ain't in Zion. They in Babylon now. Keep going.
Verse 2. We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof.
And we hanging our harps in the willows in the midst thereof. Read verse 3.
For there they carried us away captive. Required of us a song.
Which is what they do to us today. They want us to shuck and jive, have the song and dance. And sidebar, this is why you think you're supposed to sing songs and dance and be happy at funerals too. Even that's spiritual and mental. If someone dies in your family, you don't put on a parade. Like, I like in they do this in New Orleans. They have a party like when people die. You're supposed to mourn when someone dies. You're not going to see them again. Mourn your 7 days. Get your 7-day mourning out the way. But there, they required us captive a song. There, they wasted and required us myrrh, saying, sing us a song of Zion. Read verse 4.
How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land?
Now, this is another verse which echoes the same sentiments of us being in this captivity. What's worse with us today is we don't have a home. We don't have a Zion. Most people don't even know where they came from, but they still require us to sing a song. We're still saying, how shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? Now read verse 7.
Come on, sir. Verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom.
Remember now the Lord, even though we in this condition, we praying to the Most High saying, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom, who today will be the so-called white man. Read it.
In the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, raise it.
Now, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom, who said, raise it, raise it. Raise it don't mean build up. Raise it means tear down. Keep going.
Even
shout out to Madabar. Madabar said it's called a second line because he's from, New Orleans area. That's what they would do, a second line where they celebrate the death instead of mourning the death. Now, raise it means tear it down, tear it down. So now they're saying for our kingdom, our people to be torn down. Keep going.
Verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed.
Who ought to be what?
Destroyed.
Even though we being taken into captivity for our disobedience, we still pray to the Lord and say, "O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed." Just because we disobeyed and getting punished for it does not mean we say, "Thank you, white man, for beating me up. Thank you, white man, for raping my mama, my grandmama, my auntie. Thank you, white man, for these drugs. We appreciate it. Thank you for pushing homosexuality. It's wonderful. Thank you for making sure we're murderers and thieves and drug addicts. Thank you. Thank you, white man, because we know we disobeyed the Lord. Thank you. That's not what the scriptures say. The scriptures say, "O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed." Keep going.
Sir. Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Keep going. Meaning, happy shall we be when we get to reward you like you rewarded us. Keep going.
Happy shall he be
Uh-huh.
that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
Shalom. I mean, I could, as I'm reading this, I can go to Psalms 149. I can go to Isaiah 60. It's all throughout the Bible. Our disobedience does not absolve us from calling out the white man for what he did to us, because the Israelites was doing it during this time. You got your answer, brother? Get to the call.
That's a great point, man. I really appreciate that, man.
No problem at all, brother. Was there anything else?
Oh no, I'm good. I just want to commend you. I really like how you invited him to the Passover, man. That was actually a beautiful thing to see. I could tell he was really like touched by that.
Yeah. I hope you come up. Listen, I hope he show up. I think it'll be a beautiful thing if he does show up, and he'll be kept safe. Next thing you know, Tommy will be Thamahad or some shit like that in the Israelite school. I don't know what Thamahad mean. I just made up a name. But he'll be like that, rocking it out. So, but yeah, I do think that's a good thing, and I hope he does show up to the Passover.
Okay. All right. Well, shalom, Captain. Nice talking to you.
All right. Good talking to you too. Shalom. Let's get the next caller.
501 502, you're on the air. State your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, this is Patrick T. How you doing, Captain T?
I'm doing all right. You said this is who?
Patrick T.
Patrick T. Okay, Patrick.
Yeah, and I'm always in the chat.
Oh, okay. No sweat, brother. What's going on? You got a question or comment?
Yeah, man, I got a question. We didn't see the destruction that the taking the father out of the home in the 70s brought upon the black community. We didn't see the destruction that mass incarceration caused to the black community in the 80s. And we didn't see the destruction that gangster rap caused in the 90s. It's my opinion that looking at the destruction that's brought upon the black community from higher society now, the most threat is the effeminate black man, the feminist black woman, and this industry to try to, the sexy reds, the Ice Spices, and the Doja Cats that are trying to promote whoredom of our little girls. I just want to know what you think is the plan of destruction that higher society has for the black community now, and what's the most threatful.
I think it's all tied in together, right? So, like you said, now how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 51.
Okay, I'm 49, right? So now I like when I tell them I'm 49. I had this sister say, "Man, you don't look older than 36." I said, "You smart." I would say 34, but we ain't counting nothing like that. Anyway, but it all ties in together in this regard. So, and I usually say this with the drugs, right? So what I usually say with the drugs is that when people talk about drugs, they always try to make it seem like they was more respectable drug dealers in the 70s, when that's the birth of the destruction of the neighborhood. The reason why they were respectable is because they was coming from an environment where you had to respect the neighborhood, so you couldn't really just outright be disrespectful. But then over time, as the kids they were teaching to become drug dealers, the community got worse. So now, when you make the statement that we didn't see the fathers being taken from the home, we didn't see the feminist movement, you and I have, but you're right, these generations didn't. But here's how it's all connected. When you take the father out the home, you have the feminist movement, and you add the drug epidemic. These are those children. Now, the white man and his cunning, we already know the CIA floods us with drugs, but you know what? We still sell them. So they just now changed the drug. I saw that rapper Fabio talk about they putting fentanyl in weed. They've been putting extra drugs in the weed. You know what the problem is? They're not going to stop smoking the weed even if it got fentanyl in it. So today, the feminist movement is now inspired in the very artists that you just named. What do they do with that feminist movement? They now have the Sexy Reds and them out there. She's pregnant and performing. Did you see that photo where she got her baby daddy's face in her ass so that they can't see his face to effeminize him? So all them single mothers that was glorifying on Father's Day being the father too, they're the reason why our men are effeminate. So the fathers being out the house is why our men are so effeminate, because they don't have no man structure to ever look up and behold. I pray that this generation is the generation Christ return, because I don't know what the generation or these brothers and sisters start coming into the truth, because I don't know if the white man has to do it. I think the white man is on cruise control, to be honest. Look at black men today. Look at black women today. What else does the white man have to do to destroy us? I'm asking you, brother.
You look at, with the feminist black women movement, we're the black man's destroyed. The black man that wants to be a good husband, the black man that wants to follow Christ.
Right.
He has to go up against, I don't need no man.
Right.
He has to go up against, I got a degree.
Yeah.
Well,
Is that
degree going to keep you warm at night?
Right.
Is that degree going to,
he gotta go up against, I'm gonna sleep with whoever I want to sleep with. I'm gonna cheat on you. I'm not gonna be devoted with you. How much money do you have? And when you tell a man, when you tell a man that, what does he do? He thinks he gotta go out and get money. If he don't have money, he can't get with this woman. And so when I was asking you what more does the white man have to do, I think the white man is on cruise control. He just puts out, occasionally he puts out, like Sexy Red is just a continuation of Nicki Minaj, Megan, Little Kim, Foxy Brown, and the like. So now
but he has never been, it's never been so obvious that this ratchetness posed to our little girls.
Right.
I know you saw the video with the ballerina that was just crying about 5-year-old girls saying, I want to hear Pound Town.
Yeah.
So, it hurt my heart.
Okay, Kadazar.
Now, I'll tell you what else he threw into the mix, which is a very, very subtle art to the warfare. He's been waging propaganda to disassociate Black people from being the real Jews, starting with these Wakanda Forever movies, trying to re-spark a pride in Pan-Africanism, while at the same time using Africans to replace so-called African Americans inside of all the areas that we've actually become successful in. So, you take a look at Queen and Slim. It was two Africans who played it. You take a look at Fred Hampton. It was an African who played him. You take a look at Snowfall.
I lost you. I can't hear you.
You can't hear?
No, I can hear you. I can hear you now.
So you take a look at Snowfall. It's an African playing Franklin. You know what I'm saying? But then the actual brother, Leon.
But I was just asking you what the solution is, because we have to wake up and we have to see these.
You hear Kadazar talking?
No, I do not hear Kadazar. I can only hear you, Cap.
That's crazy.
I wonder why that is. We on the same stream yard. Okay, maybe listen on YouTube. I'm gonna let Kadazar finish. Maybe you want to listen on YouTube. You'll hear his response. Okay.
Okay, I have to hang up to hear YouTube on my phone.
No problem.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. I
But
appreciate it, bro.
but long story short, you starting to see that not only in the movies, you're starting to see that now in the music as well. You're seeing, they're trying to put Thames and Oh Girl, you know what I'm saying, in their stead inside of R&B. They're trying to put Burna Boy as the face of the Caribbean now. Like they're now going with these people who do not associate, even like, the older Africans, like Cap. Couple of weeks ago, we put that video on with Akon talking about, yeah, but
Right.
he's African. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? How they don't look at African Americans as their brothers and sisters, but they will come in and completely abuse their art form, misappropriate it, take all of that back home, and then what you think? You think Thames is gonna go do something for Baltimore? She's gonna go do something for Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? So there's now this Afro beats movement, and we can't even see that they're replacing Judah, Benjamin, Levi as the face inside of all these different multimedia facets. And then now, you know what I'm saying, trying to push us completely out the way and then still give us the pride as if Africa's the solution. Because look, they're successful now. They came over here and made it. Why can't you?
Right. No, that's real talk. That was excellently said. Excellently said.
Oh,
We got
Most
any other
High in
callers?
Christ.
All right. Well, we got about 12:57, so we're gonna go ahead and end the show tonight. Unless Kadazai, you had something else you wanted to add.
Only thing I wanted to say is Passover's April 20th, man. Make sure that you get your tickets as an all access pass to all the events, from the lamb slaughter, the all black party, General Mahaiman's class, RSVP for the kids party on Friday, Passover Saturday, April 20th. Once again, you know what I'm saying, everybody's gonna be performing, from Captain Ty Ward, China Monet, myself, Tay Harmony, Quarak Ice, all these different brothers. It's going to be a movie at the all black party. Make sure you pay that Passover fee. Get those funds in. Don't wait till the last minute. And I believe that there's still a few rooms left at the Millennium Hotel if anybody still needs a room. You know what I'm saying? So, make sure y'all in the house. And as Captain Zaryak and Commanding General Yohana has invited all camps to come, it's not just Tommy. It's not just the Christians. It's all blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. The doors are open, and we're going to be in Durham, North Carolina.
Oh yeah, I gotta say this publicly too, because I'm gonna reach out to the brother tomorrow. I did a sit down with Gorilla Hebrew back in September of last year, and in that sit down, I told Gorilla Hebrew they got to show up at the Passover. He said he was coming. I saw when I was in North Carolina. I saw what's the brother that he does the show that he does a show with? I can't even remember his name now. Is not?
Does he wear a baseball hat?
Kassad. I think it's Kassad. I hope I got the brother's name right. I hope I got the brother's name right. I saw him when I was in North Carolina. They was walking by. I believe his name is Hassad. If I got the name wrong, I do apologize for it. But I saw him, and the first thing I said to him, he'll tell you, I said, y'all supposed to be coming to the pack. He said, yeah, April 20th. So, and now he knew the date. So I'm going to say, okay, maybe they coming. So Gorilla Hebrew, I'm going to be reaching out to you tomorrow. So we can see if y'all coming through. Just want to make sure if y'all coming through or not. But it is open for any, Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. So I'm looking forward. Kadazai, you got anything else?
Subscribe to Tribe Vibes, you know what I'm saying, and support y'all favorite artists, you know what I'm saying. I know everybody loves the music, you know what I'm saying, and when you subscribe, make sure you choose whoever your favorite artist is. That's how artists get paid, you know what I'm saying. So we really got a movement going. So you can get Tribe Vibes on Apple and/or Android. Captain Ty Ward just dropped 5 new songs. Shar got a new single out, album on the way. Natazab got a new single out. Miss Harmony just dropped an entire EP. And you know what I'm saying, Barzal Raw, you know what I'm saying, just dropped a new single. So like I said, it's on fire right now. Tap in.
That's right. Make sure you tap in. And until next week, man, we'll see y'all next time. Shalom, Israel.
Shalom.